Hello everyone, my name is Crimson and welcome back to another one of these videos where I'm going to discuss the current state of what's going on with censorship in the world and just make a kind of crappy update post. So a lot of things have happened in the past week. A lot. The UK government basically told 500,000 people to go sod off because they're not going to change or even think about fixing any of the laws. Granted, they still are liable to do a debate in the next 13 days, but we'll see if that does anything. They also started and passed another petition, which was to do immediate re-elections in the UK, because I'm just guessing people heard the government say no and got angry. And I'm afraid that if the government continues to say no, people are going to get more angry. And we don't need to have people getting more angry. This is a boat they could turn around. They can stop this. It doesn't have to be a crazy train going off the rails. But we'll see what happens. I mean, realistically, you want to keep your population compliant, you let them be lazy and comfortable. And that means giving them a certain amount of freedom and giving them access to things that'll just help sort of demotivate them, but not in like a way where they get angry from it. And what they're doing now is the exact opposite. They are just making people angry. They're taking away their comfort, and when people get discomfort for long enough, they tend to act on it, and that's not a good thing. You want to keep your sheeple as sheep. You do not want to turn them into raging bulls. But I'm not one of the idiots in charge of the UK, so, you know, what do I gotta say? I'm just gonna watch it from the sidelines and hope it pans out. Next to that, they're also trying to implement laws to, remove all private chats and discords, and just everything's visible and liable, and the ISP needs to check everything you say and do, and that is complete bull. I know in the States, technically speaking, the CIA or FBI or whatever has had the right to just scan people's messages for like 10, 15 years without any issues, because of, when governments are trying to do control mechanisms and censorship, they got two excuses. Either they say it's anti-terrorism, or they say it is for the kids. And then all they do is censor people and try to control free speech and make people do what they say. And think the way they want them to think. Which is particularly punishing for artists like me and many others. We just had Archcast have his entire money system through PayPal get shut down. And for no explained reasons. They said unusual activity, but that's, not the only thing going on. JP Morgan's bank literally told the active president of the United States that he was not allowed to make deposits. Because he's conservative, I guess? And it turns out they're doing that to other conservative politicians, and, oh boy. There's one person you don't want to royally piss off with illegal actions, it's going to be Trump. Alright, that man has a vengeance streak. Alright, I think that action alone is going to lead to some positive outcomes in the long run as he passes some kind of law or legislation to help prevent payment processors from at least targeting based on political reasons, which they legally shouldn't be able to do anyways. That's technically illegal. But the next thing is, hopefully it'll also help the censorship issues for art. Elon Musk is making an X payment processor because he is mad that, they're doing the same thing to him. And I'm not sure. I don't necessarily want it to be Elon who's the one doing this, but if there's anyone that can see a market to be made to make money from and make that money, it's probably Elon. So he's probably going to make buku bucks by allowing adult creators to use some processor, and adult fans and consumers to use some processor. And that's some good news in the short term, maybe. We'll see how that one plays out. I think he's just in it for the money, but you know what? If making the money is what it takes to get the art back, then fuck it. I just want the art. That's all I want. I've just wanted a lesbian pony dating sim for like the past fucking 11 years, ever since Dark Skies lied to us, and although I've made some, I can't enjoy my own games. I want someone else to make one so I can play their game. That'll never happen if we continue having such heavy censorship. Because, you know, they're targeting everything that's even slightly odd, and these supposed feminists are attacking women creators. It's really stupid. But next to that, like, we've got a lot of censorship stuff going on. They're trying to pass a lot of these laws in the states. The screen legislation coming out of Utah, I think. That one is basically asking to do the same thing the UK is doing. I'm not approving of that either. That's bad, but hopefully that one doesn't get anywhere. I mean, it's fucking Utah. No one takes that one seriously. Then we got a lot of other weird, crazy stuff going on in politics. And I'm not even qualified to talk about any of this, but I'm less qualified to talk about that. After seeing Mudahara's most recent video, you know, Some Ordinary Gamer, my hope died again. I was starting to get a little bit hopeful because we've seen similar things like this happen before, and it gets bad for a little while, then it gets really good for a long time. But he just kind of ruined everything for me in his video, and I was really waiting and hoping for him to come out and be like, hey, y'all, we got a plan, we can help fight this, and there's hope. No, he's just like, nope, just expect everything to be bad, and for everyone's life to get ruined, and for art to die. And I'm like, oh, yay, good. I don't feel happy about that. There might be some positivities to the loss of anonymity on the internet, but the few positivities that there are so outweighed by the numerous negatives. Like, if it goes totally like 1984, I might just stop creating, period. Like, there'd be no point in continuing to live after that, right? Because art is the only thing that has meaning, but I also don't really want to put myself into a position where I could be canceled for some random change of opinions for doing the same thing I've done for 11 years. Like, I haven't changed the kind of things I make. It's been the same kind of boat that I play with, and has always been the same kind of boat that I played with. It's just people have changed, and they change their opinions like a fucking dime. And, you know, today it might be anti-conservative. Next week it might be anti-LGBT, and then next week it's anti-furry, and then next week it's anti-human, and who knows? I just know that there's such challenges going on right now and such difficulty that I don't know what we can really do, if we can do anything. I don't know what I want to do, if I want to do anything. I just know that I want to see some real victories here. At the very least, I got some good news. Aside from the Trump thing, which, you know, that's going to put Trump into a position where he has to act because it's affecting him, and he's also a vengeful spirit. We have Germany declaring that it's illegal to spy on all private messages. So that's good to hear. They're standing up against that. But we'll see what happens in the future, because I'm not very hopeful that things are going to get good. I mean, we've been in a bad place for a while, and I think it's just going to get worse before it gets better. I'm sure it will get better, but the amount of time it takes, I have no idea. Like, I knew this kind of censorship push was going to happen, but my original estimation was somewhere around 2029 or 2030. You know, around the next election of the U.S. president, not 7 months after he was elected. Them trying to do it now might be good because it's scaring people. When people are scared, they act out and they do rash things, and that might help prevent the worst of it. But, well, I don't know how long it'll last. It could outlive all of us before it gets better. I mean, if we look at ancient history, it sometimes has taken centuries before things got better, like the Dark Ages to the Renaissance. But maybe, just maybe, because of the advent of technology and the fact that you can't really realistically censor and stop all free speech. I mean, encoded messages are even a thing, right? Like, at that point, at this point, like, it won't last centuries, I don't think, but it could last more than a few years. It could last 20 years, 40 years. And that's not a world I'm really excited to live in, because it's so hard for me to find things that I enjoy in the first place. YouTube is rolling out this AI thing to judge your age, and I'll be honest, that's gonna hurt YouTube a lot. And we might have to start using alternate front ends until those get collapsed. This is going to damage people's ability to make money on YouTube a lot, because it's going to unjustly judge people as being kids, and then it's going to kill the AI or the ad money, which is what people survive on. And then we got, AAA Gaming is actually condoning this, and then Nintendo's being an asshat and attacking things like no tomorrow for no reason. It's just a really crazy world we live in. To even think Nintendo's attacking a charity of all things. A charity. A fundraiser to make money to help people. They attacked it. And it's like, hold up. Why? Why would you do that? If anything, shouldn't you be saying, hey, look, people are playing our games to make money to help people. Isn't that amazing? But I guess we live in the day and age of Nintendo becoming Disney, and that'll last for a little while until Nintendo pushes too far and fucks up, or gets lazy and fucks up. They're already starting to get lazy, let's be honest. But eventually they're gonna burn out all goodwill and they'll collapse just like everyone else. Maybe they'll be smarter than Disney and they'll pivot, but I don't see it happening. And I guess the Japanese government is still fighting back on this, but realistically, they're just fighting for themselves. They're not fighting for the world. And Japan might end up becoming a sequestered internet bubble, and I guess you could buy an ISP to pretend to live in Japan, but Jesus, that sounds so bad, to just have, the ability to enjoy art? This is stupid. We need more Robert Crumbs in the world, not less. So, that's about it. That's all I got to really say. There's not much else to say on this situation, so I guess we'll just check in next week and see what's going on. At least look forward to this Sunday. I finally got a new pony thing coming out, and it's not going to be very good, but hey, I got inspired, and I've been really digging this for a bit, so that's a thing. Alright. Until the world completely crumbles, this has been Crimson. Hope you have a wonderful day, and adios.